Welcome to our house. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
So I've tried to start this vlog several times, and I keep messing it up, and I keep not being happy with the footage and what I say and all this stuff. So I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna take the camera with me. I'm headed downtown to meet some guys for lunch, and these guys are starting a makerspace in town, which is pretty awesome. So I'm gonna go meet them in person, see if there's any way I can be involved and help and stuff. But first, we're gonna go to the park and answer some questions. And also, I found out that the AC is not working in this car all of a sudden. So it's like 90 something degrees and it's 10 o'clock in the morning here. So I'm gonna have to go get that fixed pretty quickly. I hope you can hear me. The bugs are insanely loud out here, but I'm just gonna go for it because I don't have a lot of time. So I got some questions from Twitter, and we're gonna go with those. Andrew asks, when did you realize making stuff was important to you, as a kid or later in life? I've been doing it all my life, but I realized that it was important to me as an adult. Mainly after I became a parent, I realized that it was something I had to do on my own sometimes to be able to be a parent well when they needed me to. Matt says, what's becoming more rewarding, making stuff or making media? That's a really good question, because I'm finding that they're both really rewarding. The media has turned out to be pretty awesome to make. I really enjoy like the editing process and the packaging of a bunch of information into a single thing. So I like that a lot. I like making stuff a lot too, so I'm not really sure which one's more rewarding, but they're both turning out to be a bigger part of it than I thought they would be. Somebody recently told me that I was a media company, and I hadn't really considered that, but I guess I am. I don't know, that's an interesting thing to think about, that as content creators, you're actually a media company. You're actually a production house for media. The big difference is that you're in control of the media, wholly. Like, I can make all the decisions about what the media looks like, when it comes out, where it goes, how it's used, all that stuff. Whereas if you're in a bigger organization, in an advertising agency or a production house, you don't get to make all those choices. Even if you're in charge, you're not the only one involved. So it's a pretty cool position to be in, to be able to create the project, create the media, and manage where the media goes and how it's used and what it looks like and all that stuff. So they're both rewarding. Matt. Giami says, how do you prioritize among the various projects you want to make? If they're projects for other people, I always do them first, because that means somebody else is waiting, whether that's a friend or a family member or a sponsor, somebody's waiting on it. So those usually get first priority, but then I always try to mix in the stuff that I want to do on my own, kind of in between those obligations. Not really a great answer, but that's what I do. A lot of people are asking about brain pick. I'm not really sure. I'll probably keep doing it. I'm kind of stuck on it right now. I'm not sure that it has a lot of value. I'm trying to figure out what the value is, and I'm real big on things being valuable, so I want to make sure that it's worth doing for me and for you guys. So I haven't like thrown it away or anything. I'm just not sure exactly when or how much or how or who or any of that. So I'm working on it. Bryce asks, do you have a regular schedule, or is it when inspiration strikes? I don't know if you mean for posting or for working. For working, I have a regular schedule. I try to do a 9 to 5 at least. I try not to do too much past like 5 or 6 because I want to spend that time with my kids. I also usually spend lunches with them, but I try to work in like a 9 to 5 thing. As far as posting, I do have a schedule-ish. That changes from time to time, but it's like a private schedule. I try not to be real public about it, so I don't let people down if I don't make it. But so I do have schedules, yes. I schedule stuff probably more than I should. Mark asks, has the self-promoting ever been an issue for you? Yes, it is, because it feels totally narcissistic. Even sitting here talking to a camera by myself in a park, surrounded by people at a distance, feels really narcissistic. And so promoting myself has always been a little bit difficult. But as long as I keep my goal in mind and make sure that I'm focusing on meeting that goal and not promoting me as a person or what I want, then it makes it a little bit easier. Yeah. Connor asked, what's the ratio between work and planning your projects? As you'll see, through these vlogs, the ratio of work to everything is really low work, lots of everything else. Planning is a big part of all that everything else, as well as email and phone conversations and all this other stuff. The actual work and the actual shooting of videos is probably the smallest percentage of the stuff that I do. So between the planning and the actual production, the planning is probably a much higher thing because I pre-plan everything. I've probably talked about this before, but I pre-plan almost to the point of wasting time. So that's something I'm working on, trying to improve that. There's a lot of really good ones on here from Facebook and Twitter, and I'll hang on to them and do them again later. But this is a really good one from John. What was the tipping point for you doing this full time? It got to where I was doing a job that I had to do to survive, and it was providing me the opportunity to do ILikeToMakeStuff. It was providing food for my family, but it got to where I dreaded the thing that I had to do, and I wanted to do more of the stuff that I couldn't really spend time on. And the tipping point was really nothing specific. It was more just like I realized that I really wanted to do more of this, and I was at max capacity between the two things. I had to stop one to do the other. I wasn't going to stop doing this. And so then I had to figure out how to sprint toward ILikeToMakeStuff and figure out how to make it full time. Maybe we'll talk about that more later. All right, I gotta go to lunch, meet these guys. Bye. So it's probably really loud because I have the windows down. Sorry about that. Like I said before, the AC is busted and it's really hot here, really hot. So I met with those guys from the Makerspace and went and checked out their space. Super cool guys, really nice, really passionate about what they're doing, which is fantastic. And the space is going to be amazing. It's this old warehouse. It's on right off some railroad tracks. It's a place where they would unload these railroad cars, train cars. They would unload these train cars. It's just a really cool old warehouse. You probably saw it in the footage. So I'm going to try to do some stuff with these guys. Try to help them promote their space and then probably teach some classes there, stuff like that. Really good guys. I'm really excited to be involved. So it is now after lunchtime and I have done no work yet today. I've been shooting this vlog, I've been meeting with people, and now I have to go to the grocery store. So maybe I'll get something done today. I don't know, we'll see. So I made it back to my house. It's crazy hot outside. It actually feels pretty good in here even though there's no AC. There was one more question I wanted to answer that I didn't get to earlier, and it was from Jeremy, and he said, how do you recommend putting out more content and getting more subscribers? Two things. As far as subscribers, I have no idea. If I knew, I would write a book and let everybody know. I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with other people being gracious to share your content. And I think being a part of the community and making sure that you are involved in what other people are doing and leaving comments and being helpful, I think is a big part of it. So that's about the only thing. As far as content, either get better at scheduling and schedule more stuff or make smaller projects. If it takes you too long to make a piece of content and you want to do more, then try to break that down either into multiple steps, make more videos or more podcasts or whatever it is about that thing, or pick smaller things and make more videos about smaller things. That's my advice. So that's it for today.